What unsolved mystery would you like to be explained in your lifetime? The cure for Alzheimer's, preferably before I turn 40. Watched as both my great-grandparents in their I believe 80s go from being so sure of themselves to absolutely confused at the most basic of tasks. I had a new name every time I saw them, and they'd always give me $1 and cookies. Then when I got older and learned more about Alzheimer's, I watched as my grandpa slowly faded away, till his death at almost 70+ years old. Now I see my grandma going through the same. It just runs in my family. And now my NDAD is starting to get confused, and he forgot why I don't even speak to him anymore. It's fucking sad. He's only 55. I'm 29, and I'm sure he'll go through it too. Please tell me you aren't 39. Edit. I didn't expect so many upvotes. Thank you. Or probably 41 and forgot that he turned 40. When I was little, I wandered off from my parents at a storytelling festival. When I turned back up, I had some type of mild wound on my hand, and all I would say about it was, "Baby cow bit me down there," while pointing toward the nearby river. To this day we have no idea what bit me. We lived in Florida at the time, so it could have been pretty much anything. Except for a cow, since there were no farms nearby. Maybe a dog? Maybe one of those black and white sheepdogs? They could look like those black and white cows. Oh my god, for some reason this is hilarious to me. Just a kid being like, "Baby cow," and then it was just a fucking dog. D.B. Cooper or Jack the Ripper? IDK if they have been. Jack the Ripper hasn't, nor most likely will at this point, although he is probably my pick as well. Really, any unsolved serial, high-profile killing would be interesting to see closed. Really, any unsolved serial, high-profile killing would be interesting to see closed. Yeah, like Zodiac. The escape from Alcatraz. I think they made it. Supposedly flowers were sent to their mother every Mother's Day after they escaped. Two tall women were seen at their mom's funeral, and other hints suggest they are alive. I need to know what actually happened. One man broke out, then 30 years later lead a team of Navy SEALs back in. Edit. The Rock had real Navy SEALs in it. Harry Humphreys played an admiral in the Joint Chiefs. He was in Vietnam with Richard "Demo Dick" Marcinko and Dennis Chalker. Founding member of SEAL Team 6. Was on the team that went into Alcatraz. When Michael Bahayan is giving his speech in front of the helicopters before they load up, "We're going up against the greatest battalion commander of the Vietnam War, one shit you not." Look for anyone in the background with AAA square jaw and steely eyes. They were probably a real Navy SEAL working as an advisor to the production of the film. Womack. Why am I not surprised, you piece of shit? Asterisk, piece of shit. The murder of Jenny Lo Chong at San Francisco State University in 1977. She was found naked and stabbed to death in a locked reading room of the J. Paul Leonard Library that only school staff and faculty had access to. Many speculate that it was the Zodiac killer because of the similar circumstances around the murder, but to this day has not been solved. I'm currently a cinema student at SFSU doing a video project about the whole thing, and I'd love to see if anything can be uncovered using new DNA tools. I am a college student at this school right now. I will be at that library tomorrow. Funny thing is, I am also a film production, cinema major, and if you maybe want to collaborate on this project, I'm super interested. Talk about a fucking coincidence. The disappearance of Brian Schaefer. Guy goes into a bar, he doesn't come out. Probably just your run-of-the-mill from dusk till dawn shit. I have a classmate from high school who has an older sister that has been missing for 10 or 11 years now. I would like for this case to be solved so her family has some closure. Post her story on r without a trace or any other relevant subreddit. post about it annually on social media. Exhaust all outlets. Social media is extremely powerful. Someone's had to have seen her face somewhere. Someone's had to have seen her face somewhere. Not if she's been buried somewhere for a decade. I'm not trying to be edgy. It's just that missing young girls and women often go missing for very fucked up reasons. Yeah, I've got an aunt who's been missing without a trace for 40-odd years. She's not coming back. The JonBenet Ramsey murder. There's a few murders I wish would be solved in my lifetime. The Black Dahlia and the disappearance of the Beaumont children are at the top of this list, along with JonBenet and Maddie McCann. William Tyrrell. Also sad. Wow, I never heard of the disappearance of the Beaumont children, so I read up on it. Super sad. It's so sad, especially because their mother died recently. Lived until she was 92. Not knowing whatever happened to her children. The heartache just makes me feel for her. Not one of your kids, but all three of them just gone with the wind. How sleep works. Edit. And more specifically, why we need it and eventually would die without it. Edit 2. Read Why We Sleep. Got it, haha. Dreams also. The assassinations of JFK and RFK. And why did Ruby really kill Oswald? I don't believe we have the full story on that. What the deal was with all those people dressing up as clowns a couple of years ago. Who Jack the Ripper was. Who the Zodiac Killer is. Because, theoretically, they could still be alive. And what happened to JonBenet Ramsey? Are we alone in the universe? I 100% believe in intelligent life. Would be nice to see it confirmed. Doesn't even have to be intelligent. Just proof of life. Me too. I would shit myself just at some fossilized alien bacteria or something. Fossilized alien bacteria or something. What if any bacteria that travels between worlds in our solar system are very similar, or the original source of life for Earth? We are descended from that. Panspermia. As kid, I was on some giant paid playground made out of cubes with various activities connected together in 3D. I panicked because I got in some sort of loop with literally no way out. No matter what way I picked, I kept coming back to same spot. Firefighters were called. Actually, I want to know what the hell happened. Kids can squeeze through tiny gaps if they really put their minds to it. It's possible that you squeezed through to an otherwise inaccessible part of the play area and then forgot you had done so. Is it possible he squeezed into another dimension? Can we get a mathematician in here? I think you got a mathematician fired. I was just reading an NPR article about 2,000-pound bulls being found in eastern Oregon ranchland. Completely drained of blood and missing organs. No gunshot wounds. No blood on the ground around them. They look deflated. It's crazy. Also happened 2 years prior to this. Similar type of deal. How? Everyone says aliens, obviously. But I just don't see how someone could do it that cleanly. What truly happens after death? What happens to our consciousness? Is there nothingness, just as there was before we were born? Or do we actually go to some other place? The good news is we are all going to find out. Not during our lifetime though. I got put under anesthesia once for a dental operation. When I woke up over 2 hours later, it felt like it was 1 second later. Not even that long, like it was instant. I believe that since my brain did not have a chance to dream, since it was medicated to unconscious, that I had no internal record of time passing. Time simply did not exist. There was no darkness. I wonder if death is this. Not darkness. Not anything. The instant we die, it's the end of the universe and end of all time. There is no concept of time passing after death. Not even a void. Delphi murders. Is this the one that involves the two girls that filmed a man on a bridge on their Snapchat? Sounds familiar. OMFG, that one is so frustrating because they have a clear shot of the guy and his voice recorded. He must be some serious off-the-grid weirdo if nobody has recognized him. I recently found out that the Delphi police have admitted that they believe he could still be living in the area, even having attended press conferences, and possibly already having been interviewed by them. It's terrifying, especially because no autopsy information has ever been publicly released.
Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox.